Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
Hey, what's good? So I finally got done with some of the grinding for the max level links, and this is definitely the first I want to show off because it is my favorite TUR, or I guess I should say everybody's favorite TUR. But as you saw, I do have focus on additionals for this guy at level 15, and then crits are, I think, level 11. As you can see, max levels for link skills, and this guy is at 90% potential. Of course, I do have some equipments assigned to the unit as well. But again, I wanted to cover this unit first because I figured it would be, in essence, one of the craziest to gauge the difference between the level 1 link skill levels versus the max level links. So based on the team run I'm going through right now for this particular showcase, I am going to have both STR Coolers on the same rotation, one being transformed and the other not, because they essentially will share every single link. And on top of that, the non-transformed cooler will provide the 30% boost as part of the passive as well. Now, in terms of the skill sets, right, the links at level 10, let me just read out a couple of the impact for this guy. So, strongest clan in space at max level 10 will be for all enemies defense minus 10%, and then key plus 2. Thirst for Conquest will be attack and defense increase of 15%. Big Bad Bosses is attack and defense increase of 25% without that HP restriction. Brutal Beatdown, I believe, is attack increase of 15%. And then Transformation Type is, along with 5% HP recovery, attack and defense increase of 10%. And then, what was this? Galactic Warriors, or whatever, whatever the link skill was for that one, that is an attack increase of 20%. That is, I think, Universe's most malevolent, actually. That's the link skill. So attack increase of 20%, and then finally Fierce Battle is attack increase of 20%. So again, both of these guys obviously will share all the same links. On top of that, the non-transformed version of Cooler does provide the 30% toward the from the passive as well. And of course, this is the legendary Goku event. The transformed version of Cooler does provide guaranteed, pretty much guaranteed, guaranteed crits, pretty much, once facing like the pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans type enemies. So, it's obviously very ideal to test this out in this kind of setting. In the second half, you'll see some of the footage from Infinite Dragon Ball history. But yeah, I think earlier, once transformed, he's starting off, with this type of rotation with pretty much attack stats of, 4.8 million to 5 million. And that's before he's even had a chance to stack up the attack. So, obviously a lot of potential with this unit, and certainly a lot of fun to run this guy. So, I've got a couple of other units I do have that I've been working on grinding, and you will see the showcases coming up over the course of the next few days. But again, I wanted to start off with this unit because still to this day, I really love this category, Conquest of Terror, and the transformation boost setup, as well as Cooler himself. Very, very solid unit. I personally love running this team and unit as well. So of course, based on the abundance of potential showcases, I wanted to start off with this guy. And like I said, over the course of the next couple days, I will have a lot of showcases coming up because I've been working toward grinding on various other units, and we'll see what happens in terms of like the order itself. But yeah, cool. I mean, at the end of the day, Cooler's crazy. Even the non-transformed version can get really high attack stats, like on average like 3.5 million at the minimum. You could certainly get higher depending on the rotation, but the physical version of Final Form Cooler I am working on, and I will plan on doing a max link level showcase for that one. Just have to go through the grind itself and whatnot. But yeah, it's it's certainly changed things quite a bit in terms of the output and capabilities of each of the units. Of course, it does take a pretty atrocious amount of time to go through grinding, but it's not meant to be done overnight. This is one of those additional features that you can slowly build up on. But of course, I wanted to work on something very specific to show off, from as like the first unit with the max link level stuff. So again, Strength Cooler is one of my favorites, so it certainly had to put it on, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much what we're seeing, and it's pretty crazy because during this run, I actually had to scale back my other rotation, right? And just to make sure Cooler was able to super attack against every single type of Goku enemy that you face on the battle itself. So it was quite interesting in that regard. But yeah, as you can see, 3.2 million attack stats about to go into Dokkan mode. You do have the Cooler and Kid Buu on rotation. Of course, they provide phenomenal boost of support along with the upgrade from the max link level. Again, if you have both of the strength Cooler units on the same rotation, they will share every single link. And at level 10, it's a good way to optimize that. So yeah, quite crazy stuff, and yeah, it's certainly a lot of fun. I personally just love this unit for what it is. It's definitely one of the best TURs in the game, and at the transform state, you're looking at a passive of Ki +3, attack and defense increase of 180%. On top of that, launches an additional attack that's got a medium chance of becoming a super, and then also performs a crit when there's a pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans category enemy. So a lot of good stuff here, a lot of good link setups. Of course, Thirst for Conquest, big bad bosses, brutal beatdown, fierce battle. Those are very, very common links within the extreme type units. And if you bring in a couple of other Frieza clan type allies on the team, of course, there's all sorts of other links you can share, like strongest clan in space and universe's most malevolent. So this is a very, very versatile unit. And speaking of versatility, I mean, falls into quite a bit of good categories: movie bosses, transformation boost, wicked bloodline, Conquest of Terror. I guess it's officially called Terrifying Conquerors, target Goku, and then the last resort or final trump card. So a lot of good stuff with this setup, and it's just certainly just a lot of fun to run the category themselves, and it is what it is. So all right, we're switching over to the Infinite Dragon Ball history at this point. So a couple of different types of rotations starting off, and I kind of broke down, how many links are shared, depending on what kind of rotation I run. Like typically in the past, before this link level skills had, been implemented, I would typically run the Strength Cooler and the Turles unit, together a lot because they do share a lot of links as well. So it's a fun rotation to run, but Kid Buu is still a very phenomenal unit as well, and great support unit. And with the link levels, it certainly becomes a much better unit as well. So a lot of fun to run this team personally. I really do love this setup. All right, 3.8 million attack stats. Obviously, that is before the transformation, before he's had a chance to stack up the attacks. So you're looking at a very powerful output as is. And of course, if you have the physical counterpart of Final Form Cooler, they will share pretty much all the links as well. So once that dude gets an easy A, it's a wrap pretty much. I mean, I can just imagine what a killer rotation that is. You've got the physical version that can do multiple super attacks potentially, and then you have the Strength Cooler that obviously has that same built-in skill sets, and the full capacity of it will depend on facing hybrid Saiyans or pure Saiyans type enemies. But imagine just a killer rotation like that. It's pretty wild if you think about it. And yeah, I personally think it's pretty crazy. Again, I'm still working on the physical version, so once that gets to max link levels, I'll certainly do a showcase on that one. Trust me on that one, because I'm quite curious what a potential difference it would make. So I mean, it's just crazy because like 5 million attack stats on this unit is almost like normalized, right? It's kind of like an expected factor once you build it up and get the transformation going and get a couple of good rotational setups. But yeah, it's quite ridiculous for a TUR to be able to produce these kind of numbers. And again, this unit is unique in that the full built-in passive will take effect against certain type of enemies. But when you get in that scenario, it's a done deal. This guy is so good when it comes to that. So it's certainly one of the most fun categories and team setups to run personally for me. And again, just for a showcase purpose of showing off the max link levels, I did want to link the two different strength coolers up together, because they would share pretty much all the links, and you would essentially see the full capacity of this guy with the max level 10 link skill setups. Now on this one, I kind of wanted Turles to not be transformed, even though after the power up, he does reduce enemies' defense a lot. I kind of wanted to see what the attack stats would be like, but either way, it evens out because of the damage output itself does take, you know, some sort of effect with the against the Goku enemy here, and 5.1 million attack stats is obviously not a joke. I mean, it's ridiculous as is, considering he's got the chance for multiple super attacks with guaranteed crits. So it's quite ridiculous if you think about it that way. Yeah, going through this run, I mean, it was pretty much a breeze. Like I did avoid using you know, attack increasing items for the most part, just kind of keep it as natural as possible. And you know, even with that being said, this guy really doesn't need the help. You know, it only makes him look better, but he really doesn't even need it, to be honest with you, because he's just that good, especially given the max link levels made it that much crazier. You know what I mean? Like it's quite ridiculous, and ultimately it makes it it makes it a lot of fun. I did include the intelligence version of Metacooler as well, just to kind of test out. Traditionally in the past, I would kind of use him as a floater as well, so you know, that's kind of the inclusion on there. I'm kind of working on his link levels also, but you know, pretty decent support in that regard. But yeah, the limelight of the show right here is definitely Strength Cooler. This guy's just ridiculous. He was already ridiculous, but with the link levels, it made it even more crazy. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the showcase. I've got more coming up. Finally, like I said, started getting the grind completed, so be expected to see more showcases coming up. Alright, so with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys later.